Alright, I'm Kjos, and I'm going to read from my nonfiction essay. But first, I'd like to thank my family for all being here. I love you guys. I'd also like to thank, special thanks to Chris Biak for helping me out. Without her, I wouldn't be in creative writing right now, so I gotta thank you for that. I'd also like to thank Mary Rockcastle and Katrina Vandenberg. You both have been great to me, so thank you guys. So I'm going to be reading part from my essay about the Lumiere Brothers, who were French filmmakers in the late 1800s, and it also incorporates my experience with movies. Born into an artistic family in the 1860s, Louis and Auguste Lumiere became engrossed in a life of painting and photography. Their flair for the technical, innovative, and beautiful led the way to a technology our lives wouldn't be the same without. Each photo or film you see is a direct descendant of their inventions. Every great accomplishment is achieved as a result of multiple influences. This could mean being under the influence. For others, it's through mentorship. The lines are not always clear. I'm 9 years old and I'm sitting in the movie theater next to my dad. We watch Resident Evil as a mysterious vial twists in slow motion before cracking open. Its contents leak into the air vents and on-screen characters begin to panic. Later, these same people turn into flesh-hungry monsters and tear through jugular veins with their teeth. I am tense in my chair, but I enjoy the blood and gunshots. I've already seen Children of the Corn and It at home by this point, so I'm terrified of clowns. Yet this is the first time I've seen a scary movie at the theater. Thomas Edison, like the Lumiere brothers, loved photography. His invention of the Kinetoscope broke ground, inventing pictures that moved and simulated reality more closely. The Kinetoscope itself was bulky and only allowed one person to look through it at a time. It was termed a peep show device because of the intimate nature that involved the viewer looking at something no one else could see. The pictures moved at 48 frames per second, which is much higher than audiences could get used to in that era. The Lumiere's father tasked them with creating moving film of their own. His photography business gave them the technology they needed, and he could have seen film as another way to add to their lucrative practice by undercutting Edison's prices. He went to New York to view Edison's Kinetoscope and brought back some film for the brothers to analyze and make into something that was theirs. They spent a year tinkering with projection styles that could be shown to a wide audience. Their research and experimentation resulted in the cinematograph, a much lighter and more commercial invention that sparked the creation of film and cinema. The cinematograph filmed, printed, and projected all in one. It gave the Lumieres the ability to make film portable, an ability that contributed to how widespread film is in culture today. This invention, combined with the already successful photography business they had with their father, made them very rich. I don't remember what effect Resident Evil had on me as I walked out of the theater with my dad. Was I scared? Excited? What did the rest of the theater think as I saw a 9-year-old watch people get eaten and shot in the head? To this day, I still have zombie dreams. There are some where I have near superhuman strength and punch through skulls like Superman, and others that protect beautiful girls inside a house that might as well be made of paper. I've dreamed of zombies that fall over on the ice while I laugh and walk alone into the white of winter. The worst are the dreams where I actually get bit. I sit on the couch next to my roommate and his girlfriend. He's a horror buff and knows every obscure film he can think of. His movie collection includes Cannibal Holocaust. On this night, the three of us are watching a French film titled Inside. Each of us drinks boxed red wine as one woman attempts to kill another pregnant woman and steal her unborn child that's due the next day. A Lumiere movie that stands out to me is The Sprinkler Sprinkled. It depicts a prank that a younger boy plays on a gardener. I imagine that Louis did this to Auguste at some point and wanted to get back at his brother by showing a version of the prank to audiences around the world. As Auguste waters the family plants, Louis steps on the hose and tries not to chuckle as the water flow stops. Auguste is perplexed that the hose that just worked a second ago is now incapable of function. "Check the nozzle," his little brother says. As Auguste looks down the barrel of the hose, Louis jumps off and falls to the ground, laughing as his brother is sprayed in the face with water. The film that's made, it shows the boys who played the prank getting a spanking. Perhaps it was far worse for Louis, but he always had a broader audience in mind. The Sprinkler Sprinkled is considered the first comedy, as well as the first fictional movie ever. My dad made a habit of picking out either the worst or grossest movies he could find to rent. I've seen more limbs cut off than I can count, more liters of blood than anybody should ever have to see. I've seen a girl orgasm while riding a pillow that smothers a guy's face until he suffocates. Out of so many brutal things in my movie viewing history, Inside stands out. My roommate's girlfriend holds on to him while I sit in my chair and hold on to myself. The woman going after the child kills multiple people and the floor has become coated red. At the end, the woman, whose face is now burned and unrecognizable, picks up a pair of scissors and goes after the pregnant woman. She digs the scissors into her belly button and cuts. The pregnant woman screams, still conscious and feeling every single snip. I cringe each time and even yell out. Later, I throw up a red mess on the floor and in the sink. It might have been from the cheap wine. Thank you.